Good morning, YouTube. Welcome, Bestables, to another video on Kush's Corner. We hope you love this. A little bit of a life update. Your girl got a job. She got employed. If you watched the last video, we have been able to kind of get more books, kind of get more into our reading bag. We've built a good community on Book Talk. We're back on Bookstagram. Like, I am pushing out goals. So hit me with that. Here is a fit of the day. Give me a second. Not the fit. If you've been watching my videos since like April or whatever, you know that I struggle with fit checks. So let's get into it. I don't know what I'm personally going to show you today, but we hope you guys all find it entertaining and you enjoy, so stay tuned. Hopefully it's going to be a short video. The book I'm planning to read this weekend is Ocean Vuong's On Earth We Were Briefly Gorgeous. She is a stunner. She's a track star. And yeah, stay in, stay tuned. Today is Friday. It is the 5th of September. Happy spring day. The funny thing is that I am starting to feel a little bit sick, like in my nose here, and then in my throat I'm feeling like my throat is sore, and I'm just like, shit, not on a spring day are we like starting to feel sick, you know. So Mother Dearest, my mother, drives me to work because you girl's a licensed girl, but has she ever used that license in the past 3 years since she's gotten a title? No, but I need to be that one. I just feel like when I'm at work and I see how everyone is moving, I'm like, girl, you are old, you are grown, you need to be whipping. Also, I'm a firm believer, if your hair does not look good, the outfit does not look good. So you could be wearing the best coordinated fit, but if your hair is not styled right, child, that hairstyle's ugly. Let us catch in some sun. Yeah, lovely, lovely. Let's see if you guys can see me from here. I am so sorry for the chaos of that. Mother Dearest might be shouting at me because I've been doing miscellaneous things. I technically get in by my office around 8:30. I could go earlier. I am an intern, but yeah, I want to catch in those extra rays of sleep. So those are literally the vibes. Snapshot. Love you, besties, and stay tuned for the rest of the vlog or whatever this video becomes. Love you. So last time you guys spoke to me, my glasses were broken. Like, I have glasses right now, and they have 2 lenses and all these things. And I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have to shout right now. And when I'm in direct sun, it tends to be shades because I can't wear shades because I cannot see. I actually need a prescription, so I'm like almost like 80% blind at 24 years old. Can you imagine that? Currently at the office, the hair is not eating down anymore. In the break room, making coffee. I love my hair like this, but the issue is that I cannot see if my glasses are not on. Step into the light. Those are the vibes. It's been a day. We are still here. The time is currently 4:10. We are grinding, and I fear Monday might be a little bit of a doozy for me because I don't think progress was had today. I did one task. I was supposed to have completed like 3. I might have to come in really early on Monday. So those are literally the vibes. But give myself grace. Give myself grace. Pray I still have a job. Ugly. It's not the bread. We have literally just gotten off work. It is time for the weekend. I was pressing the elevator. I'm thinking a sweet treat is needed after surviving this week. And then we can have some real talks. Bestables, but like, yeah. Let's give you an elevator fit pic. And isn't she cute? She's a beauty. Is it just me? So I am 24 years old, right? And just got outside. Let me show you the traffic real quick and then I'll get onto my chat. There is an accident somewhere, so bear with the sound. Bear with the sound. Is it just me? But I really feel as though like I'm 24 years old. I am like the youngest intern. I'm like the youngest in the company, and I started like halfway through the year. So I started in July, and so I've officially been working for 2 months, and I feel as though I do not know anything. I feel as though I am failing abysmally, and I'm trying not to be hard on myself. I'm trying to remind myself that I'm a boss babe, that I can do this, you know. But sometimes I feel as though my passion is more in doing this miscellaneous thing, but I'm also like, did I get comfortable being on a gap year? And I'm trying my hardest, but like I have a lot of moments of insecurities. I feel like getting a job also brought more insecurities into my life than I had prior to that. I feel like because prior to not working, no one could place expectations on me. But then like the burden of who it is that I have to be, and like this is the foundations of my career, tend to try and stifle me. So I'm like trying to figure out the route and like how to manage that. But like, let us stop filming because it is cringy, and I apologize for the wind. I think that's like my absolute favorite thing in the entire universe. I take a taxi. So chat, I'm gonna have to stop filming because they will rob me. They will rob me. But like, look at that. Gorgeous. Raise your hand if you're like in your early 20s and you're like heavily struggling to figure out the next steps of your life. Yeah, because I'm like, what do I want to be? Like, it's so weird because I studied journalism and media studies, so I did a lot of multimedia. I did photography, I did audio, I learned a little bit of editing, but many of the times I feel like I never really applied myself. So like it stresses me out sometimes, where I feel like I have so much untapped potential, and my circumstances make it very hard for me to pursue studying further. So it's a doozy, but like, let's go get a sweet treat. I have secured my sweets. You'll quickly come to learn that I'm very much addicted to Halls Extra Strong. It's something about I got addicted to like in like university. I just like eating those sweets down, so I had to go and get myself more. There's currently a market happening here, but I'm going to go catch a taxi. I think it's 5 minutes to 5. I have not run this weekend. Latest update, besties, I've become a runner at track star. I ran a marathon kind of last week. So I need to show you guys how I did that. I'll insert some clips, but those are literally the vibes. Let me go catch a taxi. Let me show you what I'm currently looking at, but I need to catch a taxi. Ciao. I apologize for the angles. I am off the taxi now and I am walking down my street. I also don't like to have my glasses on my head and I can't see, which is like incredibly horrible. And also, as you can see, my face is starting to react and I'm like, how? My period already passed. But those are literally the vibes. Something smells so good. But the whole day today, basically I have been feeling really sick. Like I've been feeling like I woke up with my throat really sore, and then I also woke up with my nose like just feeling as though, oh child, it's about to be a little bit of a problem. So I'm a little bit of a dizzy because we're supposed to go to a night market today, but I kid you not, my head is pounding. My head is actually pounding and I'm like, child, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? I wanted to do some fun things today, but I really feel like also my voice, I feel like I'm actually gonna start coughing soon. Like it's that serious, it's that deep. I feel like I'm going to cough soon, so I don't know. I'm gonna look for my remote. I didn't think I was gonna take a taxi today, so I need to look for my remote, because then how will I get into my complex? I can't find this remote. It's looking like it's not here. What are we going to do if it's not here? I need some holes. I'm like a holes advocate, but like, child, what am I going to do if I don't have my remote? I left it in the house, because that's what it's looking like again. Oh, this is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna have to call my brother. There's no other way around it. I feel like the car's looking at me. I'm gonna have to call my brother to open for me. Wait, I didn't check one spot. Give me a second. I said, child, I can't find my remote, which means it's somewhere in the house, because I did not expect to take a taxi today. My dearest didn't want to fetch me. Usually she fetches me. You know I'm a licensed babe, but I don't have a car. Like, is these the benefits of 24? Child, I don't know. I also did learn in the Bundus of Bundus places where there was like no street lights. Well, there were street lights, but like we were dealing with animals. So like there were donkeys, there were cows on the street, there were dogs, there were things like that. Like we didn't have like traffic lights. We had like stop signs and like roundabouts. So we didn't really have, like, I never went onto a highway. We had a lot of inclines, but like those were literally the vibes. I want to show you my beautiful street. To have like a little sit down and chat and just kind of tell you guys where I'm at. So when you start an internship, I feel like, especially if you've been looking for employment for over a year, I think people forget, especially straight after university, I feel like people forget that for you this is not something new, that the change that you're currently going through is going to shock. What is that? Hold on, sorry, I almost got hit by a car because I saw something moving. Oh, it's a bird. I saw something moving in the street and I thought that I was about to be attacked. But when you get a job finally after getting multiple rejections and kind of being in a gap year, when you're in a gap year, you kind of get to the space where you're very content with where you are. Not maybe content, there are a lot of, you'll go through ups and downs, but you get to a place where you're happy with where life is at, and you kind of get used to basically not doing anything and maybe getting like pouring back into your passions, because I feel like that's what happened with me, because I got to do a lot of my passions. I started my YouTube, I started my book talk, I also like started my bookstagram. I got to see like more of my friends. I started to be really present in my life, and also I was like healing a lot of traumas and trying to heal from university, and just like starting to deal with a lot of family traumas and things that I've went through throughout my life. So I feel like people forget, like when you get a job, immediately people are just like, because when you're unemployed, everyone is like, when are you gonna get a job? When are you gonna get a job? When are you gonna get a job? When you get a job, people magically think that your life is going to be perfect. They don't account that, you know, being an intern is jarring. Guys, it's the ghetto. Like, you will be humbled continuously, you will feel inadequate, you will like learning how to accept new people is a doozy. It's a complete doozy, you know. Like, it's, people don't understand that even like the fact that you were unemployed for such a long time, you are computer literate, but now you might need a little bit more hand holding than other people who have been working do need. And then if you're like in my case, someone who joined like when there was already another intern, I feel personally it's best to join with the first round of interns, because I just feel like you build a rapport and like some, like a safety net. But with me, I was the only intern, so at first I was really jarred, because I was just like, what if I fail them? What if I don't fit the company right? Like, it's like I just felt very overwhelmed, and I just felt scared as hell. I was scared shitless, I won't even lie, you know. But then luckily my dear friend, you know, who is the intern who is at my job, became one of my closest friends. I love her dearly. She inspires me to be a greater person. But I was trying to explain to my parents that, like, and my siblings and all these things, that just because I landed a job doesn't mean that my life is easier. If anything, I get a different level of stress. Like, I am more overwhelmed. And people always love to ask, how is the internship, but never how's the intern. God forbid you ask the intern how she feels. Like, sometimes you even question to yourself, is a paycheck worth it? Like, to go through all of these things. Like, I remember being so tired, because obviously I'd been sleeping at different hours because I was unemployed. And now this thing of like, I have to be up at the crack of dawn, I have to be at work before 8:30. I was like, what is this lifestyle? I personally don't recognize it. I want to unsubscribe from it, you know. So it was really a hard thing for me to wrap my head around, right? And then in the same breath, Bestables, in the same breath, I just started developing under my right eye. My right eye was continuously twitching, to the point where I already have horrible eyesight. So when I started my job, I didn't have glasses, right? Which is another point of concern. I was like, I need to work, because there are things that I am missing out on. Like, I don't have proper health care. I couldn't go to the doctor to check my eyes. And I knew my eye state was really horrible. And I apologize if this is very skew. So I needed to get that tested. But I finally got glasses. I didn't have like work attire. And as someone who has spent most of her life declining and rejecting working in corporate, somehow I found myself in corporate. Praise Jesus, thank you Lord. It was sometimes maybe the thing that you're rejecting the most is the thing that you're actually meant to be in, the space you're meant to be in. But either way, so my right eye started twitching every single day. I say the level of stress that I was under in my first 6 weeks, of work, I was getting to know people, but I also felt like I was ruining already a good system. I was scared because I'm a little introverted at first, and I was scared of communicating. They were also, my colleagues are like the most amazing people in the world, so I was so surprised by their friendliness. Like, when I tell you, I was jarred continuously how opening, welcoming, and what a safe space of work I was living in, and just the faith that they had in me, having not known me. I was like, oh my goodness, it feels like it's the type of jobs that, like, even if you start to don't like the job, you will stay because you work in such a beautiful work environment with the best people alive, you know. But like, I started to give myself grace. I started to be like, you know what, you're just going to have to look like a fool until you finally can feel like confident in your skills. And what they say is really true, guys. You have to fake it till you make it. You will try your utmost best. You will try your utmost best to you'll be like, no, I'll finally feel confident. You will never feel confident. You just have to fake it until you feel like you know what you're doing. And I used to find that when I spoke to people about my job, I was actually learning and understanding what it is that I do. You know the vibes? But like, honestly speaking, I have to remind myself that this is my first job. I am trying my best. I am, by the end of my internship, I am going to be so much better off than I am. And I feel like the person that I have become is so beautiful. Like, I'm growing. I feel like my life has expanded. And I saw something on TikTok where someone was like, are you an introvert or a homebody, or do you just need to regulate your nervous system and shock yourself into having new experiences? And I was like, shh. I was like, have I been lying to myself this entire time? You know? But like, just give me a second, besties. But like, it's been a little bit of a doozy, but it's been the most amazing thing for me to buy myself and take care of myself. Like, finally buy myself toiletries, the ones that I want. Like, not have to like be able to see my friends without relying on my parents. It's been the biggest blessing of my life. But I'm just telling you, besties, like, people don't tell you how difficult and hard it can be to be an intern. And yes, you can be a waste of space and you can be someone who's incredibly lazy, but people don't speak about how it feels when you are very competent but you are fumbling like you don't know how to walk. My complex, and I just saw that my aunt is here with my little baby cousin, and I'm like, why are they here? And not in a horrible way, it's just that I am so tired. I literally just want to lie on the bed and go to sleep. Like, I do not have the capacity. I wanted to talk about like bookish things, and then I was thinking to myself, why, oh, is that a video that you guys want to see? But I think I'll show you guys the books that I've recently purchased on Amazon, and I'm going to tell you why I got them and what interests me about it. And I think I'll end the video there. If I happen to go to the night market, and if I happen to go to what is that thing called, if I happen to go to the library that's around me, I will film it and then I will put it in a different video. But let us do that, and then we can vibe and I can go to sleep and maybe conquer myself out with medicine. Hello my loves, I obviously did not go to the night market. My family just left. We do have the house to ourselves, so yay. Small mercy, small blessings. We do need to close the curtains. It is a mess in here, like, excuse the mess. We just can't deal with that at the moment, okay? But we're gonna keep it moving, and I want to show you guys the books that I have purchased within the past, I think, 3 weeks of each other. In total, I think it should be like 7 books. I will take you through and we'll see it. Wow, this lighting is gorgeous. I'm looking beautiful. Why did I feel like I felt like nonsense? I'm gonna give you a quick, if you guys can see. I'm not wearing my glasses, it's on my head, so I'm just gonna keep going backwards. Maybe I should bring this down a little bit. Okay, we're gonna keep going backwards. I feel like a princess. Like, if you know me, all my friends all say that I am like the living embodiment of Cinderella, and I used to see that as an insult, because like Cinderella's life is hard. She's living a thuggerilla life. It's not magnificent, it's not thuggalicious, it's thuggerilla. And I was like, child, I do not want to be Cinderella. But I think it's in Sleeping Beauty when Aurora sings, I know you, I walked with you once upon a dream. I know you, the gleam in your eyes is so familiar. I do. Also, I'm so sorry, my voice is kind of like leaving me, so I don't even know what that sound was. I was like, is that me? Is that Kush singing? So those are literally the vibes. I'm trying to decide: ice cream, tea, ice cream, tea, coffee. Let's have some coffee and then let's get into the books. Those are literally going to be the vibes. This is Mother Dearest's mug. It's one of the mugs we have in the house. I'm a bit of a sipper. I struggle to finish coffee or tea or whatever is a hot substance. So this is one of the perfect cups. I actually finish anything that I drink in it because it's just dainty, and I feel like because I take hours, and I mean hours, to finish a cup, it suits me perfectly well. So we're gonna make some coffee, Bestables, and I'll just tell you the thoughts that run through my mind, because this is supposed to be like an in-depth touch, like, you know, update and all the vibes. So basically, you gotta have some brown sugar, guys. It's just a must. And then we're gonna have the money maker. Because are you a book girly? Yes, you are. Don't let me lie to you. You are a book girly. If you don't drink coffee. My brother is here and he's ruining my video. Child. In business Bestables. So I'm gonna be drinking Jacobs. And we're gonna make it in a cup, a very small teeny cup. So just bear with me, give me a second to make this delectable cup of coffee. I'm gonna put 2 heap spoons. I don't care what type of cup I use. I want it strong. I want it strong. Okay, and then now this is where the ratio should dim in terms of sugar. I feel like I will be catching diabetes in my old age because of how much sugar I consume, but I'm gonna put like 3 teaspoons and a half. I usually put 4 to 5 in my spoon. I'm like my granddaddy. I like it sweet. Yeah, we're gonna put some boiling hot water, and I am not one of those people who drink coffee without milk. No, man, I'm not meant to be that level of strong. No, we're looking for the milk now. Here it is. She's moving right. Slow fat. I love a full cream milk, but we can't here. Some people in my house are sensitive to it, so child, that's how we're gonna move. Stir it up a little bit. And then we're going to put some inside. Y'all know how to make coffee. We don't have a frother. We don't have a machine. Basic. This is what we're doing. Basic coffee. Oh, wow. Not me spilling. It's a sign that I should be in bed, sleeping, dozing, doom scrolling, reading until I feel okay again. I love a lot of milk. Stop weird things in my milk. Now the issue is, okay, if you can see, this is giving strong as hell. We'll survive. But I put cold milk, so I'm gonna have to put it in the microwave. Don't be confused. I do not make coffee like other countries. I make them a normal way. It's just that the milk was cold, so it's now made my coffee lukewarm, so it needs to go into the microwave for a good 45 seconds. Let's get it pumping. Let's get it pumping. Let's get it pumping. Let's go, Bestables. Who's calling you? It's Kush. Who's calling you? It's Kush. Dearie? Yeah. Let's be besties. Let's be besties. Oh, we're just African book girlies who love to obsess about fictional characters. We don't date in real life because the men are scary. We don't date in real life because the men are scary. Oh yeah, slowly building a book community. Okay, let's taste this. Was I a little bit delirious? I might have been. I apologize if that was a little bit weird for you. This thing is flashing. I'm sorry, my tripod is flashing and I'm wondering why, because I've never seen it flashing in my life. It's very strong. Is it the best cup of... Hey, they're talking a lot in this group chat. Yo, is it the best cup of coffee? No, it's not. It's not too sweet. It's not... I should have put more sucrose, which is sugar in Soto. I should have put more sugar, but it's okay. It's real deal. I'm working backwards. For what purpose? I do not know. But welcome to the living space. This is my baby. This is where I love to chill the most. I have a lot of siblings. The house is packed. I share a bedroom. I am 24. Yes, I will reiterate my age because I'm a young girl, but I don't think I've ever not shared a room. I don't know how to have my own independence, but there has to be moments where I kind of assert my individuality, and reading has always been that for me, and that's why I advocate for people to love their passions loudly. So I don't have a space for my books. It used to be on top of my wardrobe, but then I had to clear it out for reasons that I won't declare now because it was kind of a drama. So I realized that we had a lot of like junk sitting in our shelves, and I said, let me clear out a space, mother dearest. Please let me clear out a space and let me put my books. And now my books have a beautiful home. You are not going to see it wonderfully, but I still want to show you. So let me show you that. The flash on, so bear with me. Okay, so I'm gonna put the tripod here, okay, and I want you guys to just love on me while not the tripod saying hell to the no, we need support. It said it needs support, besties, but there is no set order in how I did these books. Literally, I just did it by sizing. There is 3 rows currently. This is what I love. The only issue is that I'm currently worried that when my family members come over, because this is where we watch TV and everything, that they will help themselves to my books, and I'm like, child, no, I also don't want you to know what I be reading, you know. So this is like my bookish situation. Let me show you it. So we'll bring you closer. Not the wrong thing. But as you can see, I have 3 rows of books, and it's already being filled to the brim. This is too close. I'm so sorry. This was a very poor job done. But like, let's get into the books that I have bought recently. So sorry if you saw that last video. I don't know if it came out right. I was trying something. Sometimes you shouldn't do too much. But let me try and get the books that I have recently purchased to show you guys, because it is amazing like no other. Oh my goodness, it's my favorite purchase of all time. It's my favorite. I need to move this so I can access them. Oh my gosh. Where are you, my love? Here you are. Oh, there were actually a lot of books. My sweet friend, Yune, made me a DIY bookmark. I'm trying to figure out if there's any other books. Yes, there are. Anything else? Not that I can. Oh yes, you. Oh, you're right here, and I am missing you. But you are important for the plot. I have to reorder them. There's nothing worse than when you take your books out and then you're like, shucks, man. Fixing out the order, like the bookshelf was done so well, and now you're like, oh my goodness, this is the worst. You know, Michael Scott, this is the worst. And now you have to like reorder your books, and it just makes you feel like, oh no. Okay, we are going to now do kind of like it is skew. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna put it on the table. I'm so sorry. We are now going to give you guys a book reveal. Can you see that collection? So bear with me again. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. I'm hoping this is gonna be the perfect kind of situation for you, and that you can see me beautifully. Okay, Bestables. So we have a lot of books here actually. This is 4 books. 7, 8. In the past 2 months, I have bought 8 books. Here they are. They're lovely, they're gorgeous. I cannot see you right now, so bear with me again. We're gonna take a sip, and I'm gonna tell you all about the books that I have purchased. First and foremost, I want to shout out my great friend, Yune. You have heard a lot about her. I just really love her so much. She is literally a really beautiful blessing. She let me borrow her book of A Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, and if you know me, Emily Henry has not been a favorite author of mine. I read People We Meet on Vacation, and I despised it with everything in me. And it was like, child, you cannot live your life not reading Emily Henry and not loving on her. So I'm going to give you one of my books. You're going to read this book. I thought it was 5 stars, and then you're going to fall in love with her. So she gave me a big, great, big, beautiful life, and I read it, and I cannot stop thinking about it. I think it's the most beautiful book that I've ever seen, and it has restored my faith in Emily Henry. But the reason why I'm mentioning that is because immediately as I was still reading that, Yine borrowed me a new book, and it is Nora Roberts. I don't know if you can see it. I hope it's in frame. Nora Roberts' Divine Evil. She said it has a very suspenseful plot, and I'm someone who really loves to read about suspense. But let's read the blurb together, Bestables. It says, Claire Kimball is a critically acclaimed sculptress. Ooh, we love a good change of career. It's like, but success cannot make her forget the half-remembered nightmares that have plagued her since childhood. These phantoms of the past have drawn her home to Maryland, to the small town where she grew up and where her father died in circumstances never really explained. Mysterious. I can see where we're going with this. Emmetsboro is just as Claire remembered. The same familiar faces, the same chatty gossip over the counter at the local diner. Nothing much has changed except Cameron Rafferty. Once the high school bad boy, he's landed on the right side of the law and is now the town sheriff. Oh, what's your name? What is this? This is giving some romance. Oh my gosh. Claire finds herself falling for Cam's charms all over again. But the past Claire wants to lay to rest has risen up with a vengeance, rocking the town in the form of a brutal murder. Yeah, we're gonna read her soon. We are really gonna read her. I wanna start her this weekend. She is 568 pages. That's a lot. I'm a working girl. I don't have a lot of time to read these days, but we will try her. So that is Divine Evil. I'm going to read this. My dear friend Unique borrowed me it. It's from her mother-in-law, so I have to read this as quick as possible so that she can return it to her mother-in-law. But I'm excited to get into it. Now on to the books that I have purchased. I'm going to start them off by like July and August so that I can separate them for you guys, so that I can like clearly tell you what I read and why I bought them like that. So just give me a moment. Okay. Oh wow, I bought a lot of books for my August paycheck. So I bought 3 books in July. They came in August, but it was my July paycheck for my first month of working. So the first book that I bought was If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I don't know why. This has been on my TBR, I think, for 2 years now. There's something about this book that spoke to me, and I have not gotten it out of my head for years. I can't remember what the blurb is exactly, but I've always felt like this is a book that is a must read in your lifetime. So here is a little bit of the blurb. It says, Oliver Marks has just severed 10 years from a murder he may or may not have committed. Oh, he has served it, not severed. On the day of his release, he is greeted by the detective who put him in prison. Detective Colburn is retiring, and he wants to know what really happened a decade before. As a young actor at an elite conservatory, Oliver noticed that his talented classmates seemed to play the same characters on stage and off: villain, hero, and temptress. Though he was always a supportive role, but when the teachers change the casting, a good-natured rivalry turns ugly and the play spills dangerously into real life. When tragedy strikes, one of the 7 friends is found dead. The rest face the greatest acting challenge yet, convincing the police and themselves that they are blameless. And it is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I can't wait to read this. It is, let's see how many pages this is. This is 428. Again, I think if the book is really good, I will devour this very quickly. But prior to me working, this 428 pages, that was a good 2 days. So I can't wait to read that. Let's take a little bit of a break. This thing is strong. Oh my gosh. Maybe also because I feel my throat sore. The second book that I read, I've always wanted to read this author. I just think the title is beautiful, and I just feel like this author writes very profoundly and in a way that speaks to people who have gone through a lot in life. And that is just me, and I just really love emotional books. So it's Ocean Vuong's On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. Can you see it? Take a snapshot. And this is what caught me. It was the blurb. It basically says, this is a letter from a son to a mother who cannot read. that one line alone was enough to sell me. I knew that it was going to explore the complexities between the mother and son relationships. Like it was going to go through like the son's life, and I just felt like there was, everybody can find something from this. And it's like, oh, written from the speaker Little Dog, is in his late 20s. The letter unearths a family's history that began before he was born. It tells of Vietnam, of the lasting impact of war, and of his family's struggle to forge a new future. It serves as a doorway into parts of Little Dog's life his mother has never known. Episodes of bewilderment, fear, and passion, all the while moving closer to an unforgettable revelation. So I can't wait to hear what his notes are about his mother. I can't wait to read this. I'm excited. And it's very short. It's let me just give you the page number. It's 242 pages. So also a light read, and not light, but I'm assuming a quick read. And then the final book I read, for that I got for July. I'm also very sorry if I'm discombobulated. I'm feeling very fluish. Not my neighbor shouting. I got I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. When I say I saw one of my favorite bookish content creators speak about this book, and I felt like I'm doing myself a disservice if I do not read this book, listen to this. It says, for a very long time the days went by, each just like the day before. Then I began to think, and everything changed. Deep underground, 39 women live imprisoned in a cage. Watched over by God, these women have no memory of how they got there, no notion of time, and only vague recollections of their lives before. Like, when I tell you, I'm so intrigued. I'm not going to read the rest of the blurb, but that is enough to hook me. I'm like, what? I Who Have Never Known Men, you are going to be, I think, one of the most profound reads of this year for me when I get to reading it. Okay, now we're getting into a little bit of, I got this actually on Monday, so into my August paychecks book. There was a sale on Amazon and Takealot, and I beautifully helped myself to it. I felt like this was a month that I was going to take into spoiling myself, and I'm very excited to tell you guys all about these books. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to start at, I purchased this with one of my first paychecks that I got when I was working part-time at a preschool. I bought this book, The Right Move by Liz Tomfordy. I have read Caught Up, that is book 3. I did not know this was a series. So I was like, imagine my surprise when I realized that this is part of a series. So I thought to myself that I don't know how any book could top Caught Up for me, but I do want to read the entire series because everyone says it's so impactful. So I said to myself, listen here, we are going to collect all the books and we're going to read the Windy City series from start to finish. So I already have The Right Move, got this last year. I have not yet touched it because I need to read the books in order. So I am going to reread Caught Up. So that is why I finally purchased Mile High by Liz Tomfordy. When I tell you this book was so expensive, out of all of the books in the series, this book was really expensive, and I think it's because she is the thickest. But I said, child, when you become cheap, and you become affordable for a broke girlie like me, I'm going to buy you. So we have Mile High by Liz Tomfordy, and I know that this is a black female character, and I'm excited for that. And I think in Mile High it is a black male FMC. I think a black male MMC. So I'm very excited about that. I want to see what is all the hype about Xanders and Stevie. I know they're not the favorite couple of the fandom from what I've heard from the book girlies, but I'll determine that for myself. I'll determine whether they love, because I feel like the first book sets the whole tone of the series, and we wouldn't have the rest of the series if we didn't have Xanders and Stevie. So I cannot wait to read this. Then, because I read Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan in April, traumatized me. 5-star read, one of my favorite reads of the year, but I don't think I'll ever read that book again because I have never been so scared as I read it, and I think that was the great impact of her writing. And I haven't continued the series yet. I am going to, but I just feel like I still cannot get Caleb out of my head, which is so horrible. So I said I do want to still read Kennedy Ryan's discography. So I went and purchased Before I Let Go. It is a second chance romance. I think the couple were divorced and then they kind of have to be together to do something for their children, and they kind of rekindle and find out why they were in love in the first place. And it's a black romance. You know, I as a black person, a black woman, I need to see myself represented, and I just love reading about black love. I feel like it's one of the most purest and beautiful forms of love. So I cannot wait to read this and see how it's going to change me. This book has, oh my gosh, this book has how many pages? Oh my gosh, there's recipes in here. Oh, that's amazing. It has 376 pages, so I think this is a read that is very, if you do a readathon, you're able to read this and finish. So I cannot wait to read this. Then at the beginning of the year on my book talk, I did like a raffle, or kind of like, I was trying to pick my next read, and I put them all, there's options in like a bowl, and then I would like try and pick it out and do like aggressive elimination. And the only one left by Riley Sager was one of the thriller books that I wanted to get into, because I want to go back to reading thriller books. So when I saw this was on sale, I was like, I have to read this. It's a sign from the heavens that I need to read this book. And look at God, because not me wanting to read this in January but not being able to afford the book, but then come September I have the physical book. So that makes me so beautiful. I cannot wait to read this. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Okay, now here is another thing. I love the Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Welsh. I think it's one of the most profound and beautiful series of my life. My favorite series of all time is Percy Jackson. I will never let go of that. There's just something about Percy Jackson, the precise nostalgia, that holds a very special place in my heart. And one day maybe I will dissect why I love it so much. But Boys of Tommen series is, if I had not loved Percy Jackson like the way I love it, would have been my favorite series of all time. It is everything. There's another series by one of my favorite authors, Christian Ashley, that also competes with all of these titles. But when I tell you, I love the series. For me, Shannon and Johnny are like my favorite. I love Binding 13, Keeping 13. I have never recovered from reading Joey and Aoife's story. So that's Saving 6, Redeeming 6. When I tell you, because of that, I haven't read Taming 7 yet, because I know the trauma I'm going to feel. I know, like, I don't know if my heart can take like hearing what happened to Sweet Gepsy. And also because from reading Binding 13, I always knew in my heart that I wanted, sorry, I'm wondering if my mom is here. I'm so sorry. I always knew that the female character that I felt I most identified with was very misunderstood, and I really like complex characters, is Lizzie Young. So I'm going to acquire all the Boys of Tommen books, but I'm going to work in reverse. So I got Releasing 10. Oh my gosh, when I say I feel like Lizzie and Huey are going to be my favorite couple in the Boys of Tommen universe. They're going to override Shannon and Johnny. I just feel like their story is going to impact me more greatly than any of the others. I don't know. I can't wait to read this, but I do know it's going to devastate me. I think it is the hardest read in the entire Boys of Tommen series. So I cannot wait to read this. Now the last one, save the best for last. My favorite author of all time in terms of romance, it is Kristen Ashley. I've read most of her series. I think I found her when I was in like second year of uni, and I just pushed out her discography. There's still some that have slipped through the cracks, but I've read most of them. So in South Africa, we don't have a lot of her books. They're very expensive. Like Bestie, when I tell you expensive, child, it is a movie. But when I tell you, I saw it was on sale, and it's not the series I wanted to own first. Personally, this is the Mountain series. I wanted to own the Berg series first, but I got the Gamble. This is the first book in the story. When I tell you, I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 7 books. It's 7 books. When I tell you, I know exactly what happens in this book. All her books. You could tell me a title and I could tell you exactly what happens. I know exactly what happens in this book. It is one of those books that every time I reread, it gets better. It gets better. I'm still shocked. I'm still gasping, even at the suspense. No one writes alpha men like Kristen Ashley. No one writes like boss babe FMCs. No one writes like, oh, they journey into finding love and healing and redemption. It's so bloody beautiful. Like, I love how she tackles the themes in her stories, and I just like her suspense is so drawn out in a way that you're like on the edge of your seat. Like, you even think to yourself, I need more. I absolutely need more. So I cannot wait to reread The Gamble. I can't wait to get Sweet Dreams, because I think Sweet Dreams and Lady Luck is the books that I come to reread within this series the most. The Gamble, I kind of forget about it, but like Sweet Dreams and Lady Luck, I think I read those ones the most. This one has, how many pages? It's a very long read, guys. I won't even lie, but I feel like it's all worth it. Personally, I think it's 644 pages. Yeah, and I love it so much. I think it was released in like the early 2010s, and these are all the books. Hold on, give me a second. Basically, these are all the books that I have purchased in the past 2 months. I've purchased 8 books. Young me is screaming for joy, because if you know me, you know that I was deprived of owning physical books for a very long time. A dream of mine is to own a Kindle, and I just love creating book content. Thank you for welcoming me warmly and watching my content and staying through all of it. It means the world to me. I think it heals a part of me every time I make some content. But I feel like the bookish community has grown from when I was a kid, and I'm so flipping grateful that readers are loving their passions out loud, that everyone is getting to be book influencers and making careers out of this. I think young me is proud that we've come this far in terms of reading, because I didn't think it was possible. So these are all the books that I have bought in the last 2 months, and I can't wait for my next paycheck to add more to the collection, because money always comes back. But these are books that I'm going to treasure for the rest of my life, and books that if I ever have my own family, I would love to pass down, and also just to share it with those around me. But yeah, that is it from me. Thank you for watching this beautiful video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it to all of those, and let me know what kind of videos you want to see more of. Let me know if there's things I can improve on. I'm trying my best to give the content a shot and become just see growth in myself in every video that I make. But love you guys profoundly. I am still very fluish. I'm so sorry for my low energy, but thank you for sticking with me, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful September. Love and light. And if I don't post videos, you'll definitely see some shorts, and you can see my other handles.